So if after everything in this video, you're still a Democrat, God help you. I'm just going to say the quiet part out loud here. You're on the wrong side of this thing. Many decades ago, the Democrat Party was known as the party of empathy and logic, what we call old school liberals, but it's long since not been the case. I do believe many in the older generation are still holding on to what the party used to be, but let it go, Elsa. I personally believe the shift happened somewhere between Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton. Hear me out on this. Although Jimmy Carter had a lot of shortcomings, some of which weren't his fault per se, you could still tell that he meant well. I mean, even after his presidency ended in 1981, he basically spent the rest of his life trying to help people. From there, you've got the pass enough policy to keep people off my back presidents. These would include Clinton, Bush, Obama, and Biden. They were all useless. Clinton probably the best of the bunch. I mean, at least he tried to help out for 2 seconds before he gave up. Bush, of course, is a Republican, but let's face it, he's a Democrat in disguise. I mean, if you don't think 9/11 was an inside job, I can't help you. So you've got all these do-nothing presidents, but here's the problem. When you reach that status, you don't do nothing, you do something, but what? I mean, we don't have time to bother with any of this. We're just busy trying to get through life, but Democrats have a problem now. Our attentions have been turned. They've pushed it too far. So what makes a politician the most money? Conflict. It doesn't matter if it's George Floyd, immigration, Afghanistan, BLM, Antifa, or Alphabet people, Abe Lincoln, Aunt Jemima, Ukraine, Dr. Seuss, or Donald Trump. All these things breed outrage, which demands funding, which provides kickbacks, meaning money, your money, in someone's pocket.
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.
The ants are looking now, and guess what? We've asked Donald Trump to look into things on our behalf. Leave Elon alone and let him do his work. I mean, how can you possibly fight this when people are running away from the Democrat Party at an astonishing rate? I mean, you've got Joe Rogan, Tulsi, RFK, even Trump and Elon used to be Democrats. On top of that, well-known Democrat shills like Jon Stewart, Bill Mayer, and Cenk Uygur are all saying, yeah, we see your side now. Or at least these Democrats are acting dumb. Now, there's more bad news for the Democrat Party. In the last 2 decades, according to the Census Bureau,
millions of people have moved out of California, New York, Illinois, and other blue states. And they're moving to Texas, Florida, North Carolina, Georgia, and Arizona, red ones. California loses 4 votes, New York loses 3, Illinois loses 2, and other blue states like Minnesota, Oregon, and Rhode Island all lose a vote. And they go, just like the people, to those red states. In total, this reallocation could cost Democrats 12 electoral college votes, and don't forget, this would be locked in for a decade, until the next census. So if your 2032 candidate wins exactly the same number of states as Kamala Harris just did, they won't get 226 votes, they'll only get 214. Democrats, forget the last election, winning future ones might be about to get even harder.
So what does this mean? A state's electoral college votes are dictated by population, and that includes everybody, including illegal immigrants. The number of seats in the House of Representatives that each state is designated is also dictated by population, including illegal immigrants. Kind of makes you wonder why most of the illegals ended up in swing states now, doesn't it? They're not blind to this obvious problem, and the 2030 census is going to be interesting to watch. So consider these things while you proudly change the political affiliation on your voter registration card.
That ain't right either.
Have fun in while you give it a think.
You people seriously act like Donald Trump is out to get you. Like, he doesn't care if you live your life. What he's not going to do is allow your perfectly functional penis in a female's bathroom, where both older and younger females may be potentially taking off their clothes, and you clowns defend this nonsense. I think Scott Jennings said it best when he said that basically Donald Trump weaponizes the fact that you don't like him. Then he jumps on the side of common sense, knowing good and well you have to be against him, and you take the bait. Because liberal, if you like what I do, please leave a like. They really help. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.
He's describing what is currently the dumbest strategy in politics, which is Democrats taking the 20% side of every 80-20 issue in America. USAID, people want this pared down. They want it streamlined. They want to know where the money is going. Democrats have a meltdown. Today, Donald Trump signs executive order on keeping boys out of girls' sports. Democrats take the 20 side of that issue as well. All these issues, this is like Trump's superpower, finding a bunch of 80-20 issues, getting on the 80, and everybody who's sort of reflexively against him gets on the 20. And now the Democratic Party has like a 31% approval rating. This is why.
I don't